Hello everyone, welcome back, or rather welcome back to me, because I know it's been a while since I've last posted on here. I truly apologize to whoever is following me for not putting up as much content as I wanted it to be. It's just that quite a lot of things has been happening this past month. I've actually accepted a new role in the workplace I'm currently working in, and it's been quite busy adapting to these changes. But I can also see that February has been a very productive month for me because within the month I've actually read 11 books, which you can see here. But I thought for this post I'm just going to be focusing on the 4 that really stood out for me, which I really wanted to recommend to everyone here. So with that, let's get to it. First up is The Prayer for the Crown Shy by Becky Chambers. Now the funny thing is I've actually read this book first before I read the first book of the series, which is The Psalm of the Wild-Built. And even though I read them out of order, it somehow made me fall in love and appreciate the characters and their journeys even more. This novella follows sibling Dex, a tea monk traveling across a world that has already achieved sustainability and balance. But even in a peaceful world, people still seek comfort and meaning, which something Dex provides with their tea and quiet perspectives. And then enter Moscat, a robot who hasn't been around humans in centuries and is endlessly curious about them. Together they explore different communities, and in doing so they wrestle with these big beautiful questions about purpose, belonging, and what it means to be enough. Reading this book first gave me such a deep emotional connection to these characters, and it really made me eager to pick up the first book, which is The Psalm of the Wild-Built, which I'm going to talk about now. So after loving The Prayer of the Crown Shy, I went on to read The Psalm of the Wild-Built, which is the first book of the series, as I mentioned. And let me tell you, I felt even more in love with the characters, especially with sibling Dex and Moscat. For this novella, it is where we first meet sibling Dex, who has abandoned their structured life in search of something more. They become a tea monk traveling from town to town, offering comfort to strangers. But deep down, they're still restless, still searching for something which is undefined. And then Moscat arrives, this joyful, inquisitive robot who has returned to human society to seek answers for one burning question: what do humans need? Since I've already read the second book, experiencing this story felt like rediscovering two old friends. It deepened my appreciation for how they evolved. Dex's journey from existential exhaustion to quiet acceptance, and Moscat's charming, almost childlike curiosity turning into something even more profound. If you love gentle, introspective stories that make you feel something, this series is for you. It's sci-fi, but not in a kind of lasers and spaceships kind of way, more like a crazy, philosophical conversation by the campfire. Next up is Singa Pura-pura, a collection of fiction stories about the Malay community in Singapore, curated by Nasri Bahrawi. This book explores big themes like family struggles, societal pressures, and patriarchy, all through creative and imaginative storytelling. The foreword stood out to me because it highlights how Malay storytelling has long had speculative elements, something I hadn't thought about before but found really interesting. And one thing I really appreciated about this book is how it doesn't try to explain itself to non-Malay readers. Instead, it expects you to put in the effort to understand the cultural references and language. That made the reading experience both relatable and eye-opening. I connected with the universal themes while also gaining insight into a perspective I don't often see in mainstream fiction. Like most short story collections, some stories hit harder than others. My favorites were Transgressions, which made me want to read more of Diana Rahim's work. Gold Paper and Bare Bones, as well as Mother Techno, also stood out for their unique takes on the speculative genre and the strong emotions they evoked. Also, shout out to the cover artist. This design is striking and fits the book's vibe perfectly. While not every story landed, for me, I really love the idea behind this collection. It's a fresh, necessary addition to the Singaporean literature and a great showcase of Malay speculative fiction. I really hope we see more books like this in the future. And finally, we have Sea of Tranquility by Emily St. John Mandel, my very first 5-star read for 2025. And honestly, it deserves every star. This novel is a blend of time travel, science fiction, and literary fiction. It spans centuries moving from 1912 to the far future, following different characters whose lives interestingly and unexpectedly intersect. There's a mysterious anomaly, a possible kind of glitch in reality, and as the story unfolds, it raises questions about fate, memory, and the nature of existence itself. What I love about Mendel's writing in this book is how she makes sci-fi feel intimate. Yes, this book has big ideas from parallel timelines, pandemic, pandemic era reflections, questions about simulation theory, but at its core, it's about the people, their loneliness, their longing, and the way they try to make sense of their life. And let me tell you, that ending, it was so satisfying. You know when a book just takes the landing, that moment when everything clicks into place and you're left sitting there, mind blown, staring at the ceiling, rethinking everything. Yeah, this book delivers that. The next book I'm planning to read from Mendel is Station 11. But because this book, wow, it is really one of a kind, and I highly recommend that you go up and get this book to read, because this book absolutely wreck you in the best way possible. Easily one of my favorite reads this year. So those are my February favorites. These 4 books really stood out for me among the 11 I read this month, which is quite of an achievement for myself. I've never gone beyond 10 books in a month. But back to these 4, I really can't recommend them enough. If you have read any of these, let me know in the comments. Let me know your thoughts. And as always, if you enjoy bookish content, please don't forget to give me a like or just follow me here on TikTok and on YouTube as well. Until then, again, Ramadan Mubarak to everyone who's observing it. Have a good day, and I wish you well.